Hi, my name is Samuel Chung, and I'm an international student from Korea. And I'm a junior majoring material science right now. And yeah, I've been living here at LA since college, so I'm pretty much pop Korean. Yeah, and I'm just here remaining at LA to keep up my studies on even if it's online or not. So, yep. And who are you?
My name is Julie Lee. I'm a third year sociology major and I'm going to minor in digital humanities. And I'm a DACA recipient. So I had come here to the States when I was 2 and I was born in Seoul, Korea. And yeah.
So can you explain more about DACA because I'm not really familiar about it.
So DACA stands for Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. So it's basically a program that was created by President Barack Obama when he was president. And it's basically, so it gives childhood arrivals, meaning like even though your family or your parents had come to the United States when you were very little and it's considered illegal, for you guys as children, you guys are kind of like, I guess, exempt from that kind of status. So since you are the child or the children of parents or illegal immigrants, you kind of have more leeway, I guess, when you're under the under DACA. So you are basically able to get things that you wouldn't be able to get if you didn't have DACA helping you out. So you wouldn't get your social security number, you wouldn't be able to get your driver's license or even your work permit. So that's how I can work right now, is because I have a work permit through DACA. So stuff like that, like you wouldn't be able to get if you weren't a citizen here, I guess. And I'm not a citizen.
So international students are most likely students who come to college just to study. They can have chances to work, but still they're considered as foreigners and they're not really like considered to be citizens. They can't have social security numbers unless they get a working visa, like of course. And literally like any other countries, they have to go back to their country if they're not going to work in USA after they're graduating. Well, to be honest, like, what was your experience?
Well, I think for me, well, the main thing is that it's dirty. It's I didn't realize that the libraries are a lot dirtier than they are because people bring all their stuff. People bring all their snacks and their food and all their blankets and stuff. And so I realized that it is not cleaned up very well. But I have actually, I don't think I've ever pulled one in Powell, but I have in the Young, yeah, Young Research Library. But yeah.
In my case, like like Korean international students tends to like get together even though they're not studying the same subject. They get together and try to pull an all-nighter, like waking each other up. Like that experience itself is really fun to me. Like, I only done it like when I was freshman, but yeah. Once I get to my friends and like study all together, I can keep up with my studies better because they cheer me up, like of course, and we go for like a walk if we're like super tired, and like we get coffee together. So like if we have friends, like I think it's a good experience to have, but I won't recommend at the first place because of if you're pulling an all-nighter, it means that you haven't been
Studying.
studying.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens too. So like yeah.
Life happens.
Yeah, life happens. If you need it, it's recommended and it's fun sometimes, but stressful at the same time. So yeah.
Really?
I know.
Really?
So
Okay.
yes and no at the same time, I would say. So I'm still a student, so I can't really openly say it's easy or it's hard. But watching my friends go through all those kind of job interviews and stuff, I can confidently say that if you're from UCLA, you can get jobs and internships. If you like, you might not get your dream job or dream internship. Like, you can't get a one way pass to like Amazon, Google or something. But if you try enough, maybe, but like you can still get reasonable internship and jobs if you try. All of my friends I know, even though they struggled for an year or something, but like they still got their like jobs, if they like it or not. So I would say it's not easy, but it's doable as an international student. The hard part is if the company is willingly helping to give you a working visa or like permit or a green card. That part is hard, but getting through the lines, it's okay, I think.
But are there like, I guess, are there a lot of internships that don't really care about the visa stuff?
Yeah, there are a
There
lot.
are? Okay,
So like
that's good.
that's the tricky part. So there are companies that are kind of shitty. So like they ask you to come out to work, but they don't help for the visa stuff. So you have to do it on your own.
I see.
Like you have to get the documents. You have to ask the company to like give you like a validation for the visa. Like you have to go through all the stuff. So it's pretty hard. So that part is hard. Getting the job itself is okay, I think. Like, yeah, it's hard for everyone anyway. So
Yeah. Yeah, for DACA recipients, I wouldn't say like, I would say yes, but also I agree. I feel like that's a lot of people with internships and jobs, like especially now.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily that like, oh, being a DACA recipient makes it harder for me. I don't think that's true necessarily, because it actually makes it easier now that I have a work permit. You know, if I didn't have a work permit, I don't think I'd be able to get an internship anyway. But I do definitely think it's hard on just like on every level. Like I think a lot of people have difficulty finding internships and jobs right now.
Yeah.
And so I'd be grateful just to even like land one, I guess. But I don't think it makes it especially harder for me just because I'm a DACA recipient. Well, that's hard. I don't know.
Outsider. Meaning a lot of things, right? That's a no? Okay. Why? Do you think that you blended in really well with like other foreign friends? Like even, let's say race. You're Asian, and have you been to like classes that you felt like an outsider? No?
Yeah, I
Still?
definitely have. But I don't think it's because of DACA necessarily.
Oh,
Yeah.
see.
I think I've definitely felt like an outsider, or like kind of like I didn't fit in sometimes. Like if I would go to class and stuff, like sometimes, I don't know, if I see a lot of white students, for example, in one class, like I'm not especially like, I'm not especially like super outgoing or friendly and gonna go and, try to like make myself become friends with them or anything. So I've definitely felt like as an Asian person, just in general, like being like an outsider, but I don't think it's something that anyone did to me, or something that anyone has like, or because I'm a DACA recipient at all. But I say no because of that, but I have had like people, I guess, like who don't know what DACA is, especially if they're born here and they're citizens here. They don't really know that they like have like all these like, just because they were born here, they have a lot of privileges.
They belong here.
But they don't know that, I guess, until they meet me. So sometimes like I'll talk to like my friends who aren't Asian or who aren't immigrants, and then I'll tell them, oh yeah, I'm in DACA, and like I explain everything to them, and they're like, they just like are so shocked, because they're like, to them it's a normal thing. They're born with, everything, social security number, everything that they really need, so they don't worry. But I think when they meet me, they kind of like, if I ever do get to explain it to them, they get kind of like shocked, I guess. But I don't think it necessarily makes me feel like an outsider, because I could just teach people what it's about and stuff.
That's nice.
So, what about you?
So in my case, I'm really like, I had a weird like freshman year. I didn't want to get along with international students and Koreans. So I wanted to make more friends like with various cultures, various types. So I had like a huge friend group, like 20 people, 30 people.
Oh, wow.
Like every race, like there was Indian, Turkish, like British, like, so like various few kinds of people. But I do found out like it's not them. It's not about like how the friend group was. It's not about someone tried to like make me an outsider, but it's just there are existing cultural differences for sure.
Yeah.
And their type of hanging out is different with me. I'm like more like a, you know, couch potato. Like I like hanging out with my friends in my house, like not going anywhere. Like just I just meet my friends like anywhere. So like, but they need to like have activities, go somewhere. Like they started like going somewhere like once a week at least. So I'm like, oh, I have to study, I have to do this, I have to do this. So like I started to like fall off because I can't keep up with them. And like later on, like we still talk, but like, you know, like we're not like super close. So sometimes they talk about like, oh, we went out like this last time and it was really nice. It was like I can't keep up with the conversation because I didn't go. One sentence. One sentence.
Oh my god, that's really intense.
One sentence? I can go first.
Okay,
Like,
yeah, I
I
don't.
would say people and experience, like not a sentence, but like those two words. Like it's all good. Like I came here to study and I came here to earn a degree or something, but like the most my favorite part about like being a UCLA student and having this experience is the people and the experiences I can have with those people. Like especially as an international student, I have some experiences that a Korean like college student will never have. Like first of all, meeting like different races, people, different culture. That's extraordinary. I can learn more about them and like eventually when I go to the field or like society, I can understand them more like and try to like yeah, work with them even if I want to. And yeah, that sums up most of my college experience. Not about like focusing on the studies, but like meeting new people, culture, learning, the learning experience itself, trying to make my life independent on my own. You know, like paying like rents, like paying taxes if I work. That whole sums up in like into my college experience. So,
Yeah. I see. For me, I guess it's a really hard question just because like I don't know. I mean, I haven't even finished college yet, so I don't even know what next year is going to be like, you know, or what I would have learned in a year's time and stuff. But I guess until now, I would have to say it's corny to say, but it's probably just like finding myself and who I am. I think like, yeah, I've definitely met a lot of people and like made a lot of good connections and stuff, but the person I definitely like connected to most was probably myself. Like being in college, navigating things by yourself, I guess like the worries you go through, the friendships that you learn from, you grow. Yeah, you grow a lot in college, and I don't think people like have ever really like focused on that because everyone's saying, oh, like, you know, you're gonna meet so many cool people, you're gonna do so many cool things, blah blah blah, and you have all these high hopes for college and stuff, and once you get here, I think you learn a lot more about like what's important, and I think that's the main thing that I've been focusing on, especially recently. Like now that we're online, like we don't even see each other and we don't have those experiences at all. So what am I learning, you know? But yeah, that's probably what sums up my experience.
That's nice.
Yeah.
To incoming international students who haven't been here, I want them to have a hella experience. Don't be afraid of anything. Just you'll eventually get out of like any drama. So like just go for it. Just try to have fun. And who I miss and like international students who are abroad right now, I miss you guys and I miss campus. I hope you guys come back safe and healthy. And I hope fall quarter can be back to in person. And yeah, stay safe. Last minute, don't get don't catch like COVID-19 at the last minute. try to be safe. Thank you. And for you?
What I would say to DACA students, I think right now our country is just, I don't know. I think our country is just going through a lot in terms of everything's sad. I think it's just important, especially for DACA recipients, to kind of, I don't know, get their head like out of all the news and stuff and the media, just because, I mean, we've had a president who didn't care about immigrants or anyone who is trying to make their lives better out here in America, and has basically ruined, I guess, the meaning of the American dream.
Yeah.
And so I think it's really important for even international students, like, who are, you know, it's depressing to keep watching the news and seeing people who are in power who don't really care about you and like the contributions you make in this country, even though like immigrants and people from other countries that come to America looking for a better life, like they make huge contributions to society, to the workforce, to the nation in general. I don't know. I just think it's important for people in this kind of like, who have this kind of status, to just, I guess, keep their heads like mentally positive and hope that, you know, the leaders that we have chosen for the next 4 years have better plans for us, and have like, and especially I'm really grateful for UCLA because they're very pro DACA, you know, they really like help support their students no matter what their status is.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate that. But I'm just hoping that people, students especially, who are going through like online school and stuff, like it's hard in general, and so just keeping yourself like,
Keep your head up.
yeah, just staying mentally positive throughout this time, I think is the most important. So yeah.
Let's be positive.
Yay!